Good morning. If you're watching this video, you should be an 8th grade parent. If you are a 6th or a 7th grade parent, go find one of the other videos. The purpose of this video is to introduce you guys not only to myself, but to the materials that we're going to be using this year. I'm going to go through each step of the schedule throughout the day so you know what your student's doing. I'm also going to demonstrate the books that we use, so if your student should have a book come home, you know what to be expecting. This year from 8:30 to 9:20, your student is going to be starting in reading. Reading this year is going to be novel-based with a bunch of supplementary material around there. I will be using the Common Core State Standards planning for 8th grade. I'm not always going to use all the Common Core language and do exactly what Common Core says, but I do like the way they plan things. So that's how I'm going to modify it for this class. The book your students will be reading this year first is called Inside Out and Back Again. This is covering the fall of Saigon, so it's mixing in some history as well. They're going to start with seeing some images around the fall of Saigon and kind of learn about what a refugee is, and then we're going to get into actually reading the book. This should take about the first quarter, and then they'll read a second book in the second quarter. So 8:30 to 9:20 reading, and if the book ever needs to come home, that's it right there. From 9:30 to 10:10, your student will have language arts. Language arts in this year is going to revolve directly around the book we're reading. So they're reading Inside Out and Back Again. All the writing they do will revolve around that. I have let them know that, especially for my 8th graders, I expect a lot of writing. They will be writing about a 5-paragraph essay each day, and each of those will be graded. So if they're not used to writing a lot, they're going to get that, and they will be required to write a lot. I have a rubric that I use, and you guys will see that as well. From 10:10 to 11, they have history. This year, this is the book they're going to be using in history. If they bring home any other history book, they brought home the wrong one. So, history, we're going to start off with learning about American civics. And that's going to lead up to them taking the United States Constitution test at around the 4th quarter, which is a requirement in Illinois. So, everything we do is around that. The format for the history is that they will work on the vocab words. They will create documents like this. It's called a Foursquare. They will have to put the vocab word here and follow all these rules for each vocab word. So it amounts to a lot of work, but they're learning the words. We then read a little bit in each section in class. I assign the rest to go home. They come back, they show me their notes. Then we take the test over the next couple of days. I can get about 1 section in per week, and that's a pretty good amount of time, and the kids really do appreciate that pacing, but it is a lot of work. From 11 to 11:45, your student is in lunch and recess. So Highmount School is unique in that all grade levels from pre-K to 8th grade have recess following lunch, which is really good, especially they need to run around. So from 11 to 11:45, they're in lunch. When they come back from lunch, from 11:45 to 12:30, they are in specials. So they go right from lunch into specials. Specials at Highmount School are going to be art twice a week, PE twice a week, and then they have an academic advisement class, which is a specials class that Miss Hicks, the social worker here at Highmount, does to teach a little bit about anti-bullying and not doing drugs and being safe with your body. Things like that. You all signed the permission slips. They came back. I'm really appreciative. Thank you. From 12:30 to 1:20, your student has math. So when he comes back from specials, he has math. Our math book this year should look like this. It should be a purple cover, and it should say Course 3, Volume 1. We should be in Course 2 by the Christmas break, and we'll work with that. In math, they will do the vocab definitions for each section. We will then work on the material. I'll teach, then they'll work on their own, then we'll have a test. If your student ever needs to finish the pages at home, you'll bring that book home. They'll bring this book home, and then it'll be back the next day. Anything that I schedule will be in their daily planner, and that way you'll know what they have to do. After math, your student has science. From 1:20 to 2:10, they have science. This is our science book this year, our first quarter. Cells and heredity. Just like the history, they will be required to look up the definitions of the words, creating this Foursquare for each vocab term in each section. After they do that, they are then going to create a PowerPoint presentation for me, demonstrating personal knowledge of those words. Then we will read the section, they'll take it home, they'll finish it, come back the next day. We will then take a test over that section. The students, again, seem to really appreciate that pacing, and it keeps them engaged with the material. From about 2:10 to 2:50, High Mountain School has what's known as study hall. In study hall, they're either completing work, getting some reading done, or in our instance, we have excuse me, we have people skills on Mondays with Miss Ellis, and we have speech and language with Miss Badgley on Thursdays. On every Friday, I'm going to be working during study hall out of this book. This book is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. It teaches them 7 different ways that they can improve themselves through work. I read a book, it's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This book is written by his son, and it covers about the same thing. I love this book. It really does prepare the kids. The kids have responded well in the past, so we're going to do it again. Your student may have some homework to do with this. If he does, it'll be written in their planner. By the way, their planners are required to be signed every single night by you for them to have lunch recess the next day, because I want them understanding their responsibility with that. If I have anything that I need you to sign or return, it'll be in the return to school side of their folder. Anything that's in the keep it home, I have seen, I have graded, and that just stays home. It does not need to come back to me. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Class Dojo or call me up here at the school. My extension is 208. I can't guarantee you I'll be able to respond to your call as quickly as I could a message from Class Dojo. Thanks.